Hi, this is RockinRobin, and today I'm talking a very serious topic. I'm talking about Discovery Cove, the 3 deaths that happened in 2024. When you go on your vacation, there are things you need to know. Stay with us. First, I want to tell you I am a huge fan of Discovery Cove. It is one of my favorite things to do in Orlando, if not my very favorite. I just love going to Discovery Cove. But in 2024, there were 3 deaths. Now, if you go, be sure to use a life vest or a wetsuit because they have those available. Even if you can swim, you should wear one of those. And if you're drinking, have someone make sure that they're watching you. Now, these 3 deaths, one is believed, I have heard that it was an epileptic seizure. One, I heard it was a heart attack. The third one I heard has asthma or COPD. We don't know for sure. I can't verify that any of those are true. Those are what they're saying. This is what I've heard. Now the question is, if they were not in the park, would they have still passed away? Now that's another thing we cannot answer. We can only tell you the things that we do know. And the first one is to not overdrink, to make sure you're wearing a vest, and to know how to swim. I have heard from lifeguards who are there I've heard this on different social medias that people go there and don't even know how to swim. And they're flailing away because there are certain parts that are over their head. If you know you don't know how to swim, find out how deep they are and learn what you need to know. Don't just go jumping in the water. It's not a simple Disney little park. It is a water park. Now, there are areas right here where there are waterfalls. And I can tell you, I struggled a couple times going through this. See, on that side, I was on the side, I could not make it through. I couldn't breathe when I went over there. I had to go on the other side, and I had to have the lifeguard help me. And I did this twice. They had to help me go through because I couldn't make it through. I felt like I couldn't breathe, like I was just going to die. So, and I can swim. I'm an okay swimmer. But, you have to be careful. It can be treacherous, so be careful, and be careful near those waterfalls. Those are fun. Kids love them. They're great. But if you're older or if you have an issue, you need to be careful. Now, and it didn't seem like the lifeguards were paying attention. The lifeguards, there's a lot of them, and they walk up and down, and they look and make sure things are going on all the time, but they're young kids. He didn't notice that I was struggling going through that. I had to stop and ask him to help me go through, and he was great. He helped me go through. Perfect gentleman, great. But, they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But the 3 deaths, from what I hear, and like I said, I only hear rumors, so I can only tell you what I hear, all occurred at the Grand Reef. Now, the first thing about the Grand Reef is this is where snorkeling. If you've never snorkeled before, be careful because you can go under and you can choke on the water when you're breathing through. That's definitely possible. Also, there's a lot of wildlife, sea life you've probably never seen under there. Now, there's a lot of rays, but they've taken the stingers out of the rays, so that shouldn't be an issue. But as you can see when you look down, you're walking around, you don't even see what's on the ground. You could be stepping on, and you could be tripping over all kinds of rocks in different areas. There's also way too many people in the Grand Reef. They should limit the number of people that can go in there. It's just way overcrowded, and there are several different kinds of fish that can be scary. So, all kinds of things can happen, and there are lifeguards again over there, and a lot of them, but there's a lot of kids, and for some reason that place is just so many people. I go in March because it's before the big crowds happen. It's not real hot, but even then it's very, very crowded. So if you're going here, be sure you know how to swim. Be sure you wear a life vest or a wetsuit. Make sure a parent is watching you at all the time. And if you're a parent, don't let your kid just go free because anything could happen. If you have issues, if you have epileptic seizures, if you have asthma, if you have hard time breathing, all of those can be dangerous. Now, the man with the heart attack, a lot of different things could have happened here. If you're drinking, be careful where you go. like any place, if you go on a ride, make sure you're tied in. Well, if here, make sure you have all the necessary safety things that you need. Now, Discovery Cove does a great job, and they try really hard to keep everyone happy, and they have a lot of different foods, and then their drinks, a lot of them are watered down, so they don't want you to get too drunk. And they'll offer you all these free things, the snorkeling, the wetsuits, the vests, but you still have to be careful. You still have to watch out. You can't just let everybody just run around. Always go with another person, because anything can happen. And it's unusual that there were 3 deaths last year. I don't know if Discovery Cove is going to change the way they do anything. I kind of doubt it. But if they do, follow the rules. Always read the rules before you go in. There's signs telling you different rules before you go in each area. Make sure you read them. Make sure you know what's going on. And don't bring family members if they have a lot of issues. And if they do, and for some reason they go, watch them every single second, because anything can happen. And it always seems to happen. So those are my thoughts on Discovery Cove. I have several videos telling about other fun things you need to know, and I don't tell you any of the dangerous things. Swimming with the dolphins. They have several different things you can do. And it's one price. It's an all-inclusive. It's a really fun day, and it's great when it's hot. But beware, because there are always a ton of people. So that's my thoughts on Discovery Cove. I would love to hear your comments about when you went, what you thought about it. Did you think it was safe? What kind of problems did you see? Well, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and give us a thumbs up. We do a lot of videos around Orlando and Florida. Have a safe day.